are back for this episode of the Visibility Show. And today I have on the show a special guest, Julie Pankey, who is a spa and wellness expert. So, Julie, do you want to give our audience an introduction and tell them a little bit about yourself?
Definitely. Hi, Chrissy. Thanks for having me here today. I'm so excited. I'm Julie Pankey, and I've been in the spa, hospitality, and wellness space for 28 years. So I know it's hard to believe, probably since I was like 6, but it's been a really long time. And, I kind of got into the spa business by accident. I went to college for political science, thought I was going to be a lawyer, quickly realized that it was not what I thought it would be. So went back to school, got my cosmetology license, started working in Boston at a day spa, and kind of got bit by the bug. I spent most of my career in luxury hotels. So I worked for some of the, best destination resorts here in the Northeast. I also worked for Marriott's, Four Seasons hotels, and started my consulting business. So I work as a spa and hospitality wellness tourism consultant. And I started it because I really wanted to help more businesses be successful than just the one business that I was working at.
You've done a lot. I mean, I know it's been 28 years, but you've done a lot. Which gives you a lot of experience to help those businesses. So when we talk about the spa and wellness industry, what are you helping them with the most? What are they struggling with the most when it comes to growing their business?
I think what I work with the most is, of course, I work with new businesses that are going to be opening their business. So with feasibility studies, a lot of times I'll have people call me and they say, I'm going to open a business. I had this happen, Chrissy, not that long ago in downtown Cleveland, because I know you're in Ohio. I have this great idea to open this spa business. And this is what I want it to be like. And I said, well, did you do any research, market research? Well, no, I just know it's going to be great. And so I always say, let's start with a feasibility study to see, what's going to work. And then when I'm working with current businesses, I like to take out a SWOT analysis, right? So how often do we really analyze our businesses? What I find has been most challenging for spas specifically is controlling costs. It's a very expensive business to run. Time and time again, I see spas, making 30 cents on the dollar. And, I want people to operate truly profitable businesses that they love to operate, not just hobbies that they really enjoy. So I'm an operational consultant, so I can dig in and very easily figure out where we can make a little bit more money. So that's where I spend a lot of my time. Staffing is another area, hiring, retaining staff, inspiring them, figuring out how to manage different generations, what's important to them, and how to keep the staff, keep them engaged, and get them on board with wanting to help you build your business too and be invested in it.
I think that's amazing because I feel like when you work together as a team, that's when the magic really happens, when you have everybody caring about the main goal of the company, which is to keep growing, right?
Right, exactly. I mean, so I do weekly coffee chats with like the spa, hospitality, wellness community. And yesterday we were on a call and someone had a challenge with their staff. So spas have to operate at about 25% occupancy right now during COVID. And that's if they can open at all, because of course there's some states that are very restrictive in certain areas if they can be open and what they can be doing. But one person yesterday talked about, they have a half hour in between services, and in that half hour, they're getting all their cleaning done, but really they could get it done in 15 minutes, but they don't want to do it in 15 minutes. They rather do it in a half hour because they don't want to work too hard. And so my whole thing, you know, I took out my like old school, right? Who uses the old school handy dandy calculator? And I said, okay, 15 minutes times a 6-hour shift. You know, you're open 10 hours a day. You have 10 therapists times 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, 1 year. How much money is your business losing because of that? And we all say that we're all in it together, yet we need to get our staff to be in it with us together and understand that, you know, if we don't stay open as businesses, they won't have jobs and they'll be unemployed. So just like what you said, really creating that we mentality and creating a team environment, and being transparent. I think that it's very important, you know, to get the buy-in from a team, to be a transparent, open leader.
Yeah. So obviously during the pandemic, I feel like spas and like wellness, like you said, they were probably hit like some of the hardest because that's the first thing that people wanted to close. Like, did you find a lot of them coming to you for support and like, how do we get this business online? And were many of them online before the pandemic happened? Tell us a little bit about that journey that you went through with potential clients and customers.
Well, I think, you know, I had 3 spas ready to open in April. And so, of course, all 3 of them had to say, oh, what do I do? Do I open, do a soft opening, not have a grand opening, or do I not open at all?
Right.
So that was extremely difficult. You know, for me as a consultant, knowing that spas all over the country were closing, it kind of affirmed to me that, you know, I wasn't going to have a whole heck of a lot of business in the next few months. So I reacted quickly and I created a Hindsight is 2020 webinar series. So it was a 12-week webinar series. We started it right at the beginning of April. And it was bringing spas the tips and tools that they need. So everyone was talking about closing, how to get aid, you know, how to get loans, when they reopen, what's the safety procedures, but no one was talking about business practices. So just like what you're saying, Chrissy, we had a Facebook expert come on, we had an Instagram expert come on, and we kind of looked at it as, okay, we're all hit really hard. And I'm not going to say that I don't know spas that closed because I do. But let's take it as a gift and say we've never in our lifetimes been able to push the pause button on our own businesses and say, if I was to open again, what would I do differently? I wished I never did this, or I should have done that, because hindsight is always 2020. So really to take that pause and say, maybe I should have never hired that person. And now's the opportunity to not bring them back because they're toxic in my environment. That's just the cold, hard truth. And it's important that, you know, people looked at it that way so that when they reopen their business, they would be super strong and they would have the tools they needed, because spas are not always great at marketing and social media. Mm-hmm. So I said to them right off the bat, don't go silent. You know, your clients need to know that you're going to make it through.
Yes.
And some spas said, I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep my lights on. You know, and I said, you've got to take to video. I mean, Chrissy, you preach this, but you've got to take to video and be vulnerable and say to your clients, you know, I need you. And I had one client, she went on, I could tell how nervous she was. You know, none of us like to be open and vulnerable and super raw on video in front of people. But she went in and said, you know, you supported my business for the last so many years that my business has been open, and we're your spa of choice here in XYZ town. Now we need you. We need you to buy gift certificates. I'm going to sell gift certificates at a little discounted rate. I need you to buy your products, the products that you love, that you come here for. I need you to buy them because we're not going to make it through. And you know what? She made enough to flow her through, pay all of their expenses. She kept some of her employees on payroll. So it made me really excited to see some of these spas that never, ever took to social media get on there and be vulnerable, get their staff on there, and their staff say, we miss you. We hope you're doing well. We're going to come back. Wait for us. We'll let you know when we're open. This is what I'm doing at home, just to stay involved. So, spas have not always been great leaders in the social media marketing area, but I've seen some really take off and do amazing things. And hopefully that the people that communicated with their clients are the people I see now. One client, she said she made more money in October and November 2020 than in 2019.
That's amazing. And I think, yes, we can look at all the bad things that happen, but just the growth that they've probably experienced by getting out of their comfort zone and doing those things, and the growth, they probably learned a lot about marketing and online marketing because they had no other choice but to do that during that time off. So the ones that probably really invested the time, invested in taking and that knowledge and actually putting it into action are probably the ones that we're going to see continue to thrive through, this pandemic and possibly future others. Right. And I think if nothing else, we've learned that we have to do that we get to do that. And we have this platform, so why not use it?
Yeah, exactly.
So as far as, like you said, that you help spas and wellness, take us a little bit deeper. Who does that include?
So, we have an online community. So I do, coaching, mentoring, and, for me, about, 4 or 5 years ago, I wanted to take a shift because, again, I wanted to help more than one person, not just the business that I was employed with. Right. So we started what's called the Spa Hive. And in the Spa Hive, it's an online community where people can come, they can ask questions, share their experiences, share successes, post challenges for others to help them, because there's no reason that we have to reinvent the wheel. And so that's specifically for spa, hospitality, and wellness professionals. So it's a place, you could own a yoga studio. You might own a bed and breakfast that you're trying to incorporate. And that's one thing I do a lot with is wellness tourism. You're trying to incorporate a little bit more wellness into your business. So there's so many that come. Of course, it's spas and salons because, that's the majority of, what I work with, but we're seeing a lot of hospitality professionals. I'm seeing a lot of students. I'm seeing a lot of people that want to change careers. So now through COVID, we've kind of evaluated what's important to us. Maybe we're not as fulfilled in what we're doing. And so we want to, take a different direction and try something new and different. So people that want to get into hospitality, people that want to get into spa, an esthetician, for example, all the schools are doing virtual education now. So there's no greater time to go to aesthetic school than now, when you can do, a good portion of it online, and then of course do your practical face-to-face, and then come out of it, with a new skill to be able to, it might be something that is more fulfilling. I see a lot of people get into our industry as second careers because they find it, very personally rewarding and fulfilling. So we give those people a place to come, ask questions, explore ideas. It's kind of like a, free little mentorship program. So anyone that's in the health, hospitality, wellness space, as well as obviously spa and salon.
I love that you said that people use this as a second career, because I'm sure if you work a stressed out job and you can go make people feel good about themselves, whether it's through a massage or hair or something like that, that has to be like the best feeling ever, especially if you've been in a 9 to 5 that you hated and loathed and never felt like you could make people happy. I mean, that would have to be, because I know how I feel every time I get my hair done. Like I feel
Right.
like the bomb, right?
Yeah, exactly. And it's very rewarding. You know, I always think back in my career, one of my most favorite times was when I was a practitioner and all I did was make people happy all the time. When I was the manager, you know, the spa director, I was the one that they got sent to when they weren't happy. You know, so it was so awesome and it's such a fulfilling career. And I see, you know, it's exciting to see that pre-COVID, a conversation in our industry is the decline of people going to trade schools. And now during COVID, you know, I'm seeing reports from these, you know, cosmetology, massage, aesthetic schools that they have an increase in enrollments specifically because of distance education. And I think that people are evaluating wanting to do something a little bit different. You know, and hospitality as a whole has really been hit hard, you know, internationally. I think, you know, one of the hardest industries that were hit. But I know every fiber of my being knows that we're going to come back stronger. We just have to make it through. And I know that's so hard sometimes, and it's hard to struggle through it. But the world needs wellness more now than ever.
The world needs to get away from their houses. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
right.
Like, for real. As soon as this is over, like we're doing a trip in Destin in October, and like so many people are interested in that because they want to get away. Like we've been stuck in our houses like for 9 months, and it's probably going to end up being a year before it's all said and done or longer. And it's just like we all want that change of scenery. Was that your dog? That sounds like my house. It's live video.
Sorry, live video. Yes, my dog was sound asleep, and then all of a sudden he's like standing right in front of me, and he's like tap dancing a little bit, and he's a big giant black lab Great Dane, and I knew that this massive bark was going to come out of him any second. I was like, oh yeah, all day long, and now he needs attention. Sorry about that. But you're right. You know, the Global Wellness Institute just put out a report in 2020, and I swear I had it here on my desk somewhere. But they're saying that, I do have it here on my desk, that so the main reason for travel post-COVID is going to be maintain well-being, relax and de-stress, improve mental wellness, reboot my well-being, and that 87% of respondents to the survey they took are going to take a vacation within the next 12 months when restrictions are lifted. Yeah. And 76% will include some sort of wellness component. So it's huge. I mean, everyone wants to travel. I think that spa at one time was considered a luxury. You know, there are still so many people that have never been to a spa and consider it a luxury. But I do think that we're going to see the shift of spa, wellness, well-being, doing things for the well-being of your mind, body, and spirit. So that even means taking walks outside, you know, going to the beach, taking deep breaths, and enjoying that, you know, things that make you feel more fulfilled. And that's going to be more important. So, you know, I think as soon as people can, they want to travel.
Well, and I think, yes, I think in my mind, like probably in the past, I used to think it was a luxury, but it's actually self-care. That's what we all need, is self-care, more of it.
Yeah, more of it. And that's what I tell my clients now, you know, when they're marketing, self-care is a huge word right now.
Oh yeah.
Even bigger than it has ever been, because self-care could have been perceived as selfishness at one time. especially women, we're doing everything, we're working, we've got families, do I have time really to have a monthly massage? I don't know. But I know I can tell you that I have a massage twice a month. And I feel that it's vital for my well-being.
Yeah.
I don't go to a fancy spa, I'm not going to Ritz-Carlton twice a month, but I have a massage therapist who's phenomenal locally. She used to work for me. I go there twice a month. She has, a solo practice that she's growing herself through COVID. And it makes me a saner, like easier to deal with person, when I get it done.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing. I totally understand. It's like right now I need alone time. That's my self-care. So I try
Right.
to find it, even if it's sitting in my car by myself sometimes, but
Yeah,
whatever it takes.
exactly. Whatever it takes. It could be a quick 10-minute meditation. And even sometimes I meditate and fall asleep. So, it's what I needed at the time.
Exactly. Exactly. So for any spa or wellness owners listening, what are some of your favorite tips that you see that they're typically lacking in their business that they need to work on to improve business?
What I normally see is to make sure that you really, really have a handle on your costs and expenses. If you're running last minute to Costco, to buy your supplies, you could be doing it in a better way. So definitely have a handle on those things. My other big tip is you've got to, I know this is Chrissy's thing, but I preach it to my clients and I have for a long time is you've got to be visible. You have to be the face of your brand. Even if you have a spa with 30 employees, someone has to be the face of your brand. And the saying, if you build it, they will come. It doesn't happen. Like you really have to be visible on all of social medias, Facebook, Instagram. And I know like I'm going to be stressing out the small business owners that own spas, wellness centers, because, that means you're being like a jack of all trades. My other suggestion is to try, get help, even coaches and consultants like myself have coaches and consultants that help me. And you can find someone at your front desk that's maybe not busy all the time. If you're a solo practitioner, I found interns at the local college and university. They're majoring in marketing. You don't have to pay them a lot of money. And, they're young, they're hungry, they know all the trends on Instagram, they know how to get hashtags and likes and all that stuff. But remember that if you hide in a shell and don't connect, because social media is not about putting up your latest promotions every single day. It's about getting social and connecting with your audience and then letting them spread the word for you, and that will drive business. So that's another huge tip, especially for spas. Because social media is difficult. I would say those are probably my top 2 tips. My third tip would be exactly what Chrissy and I talked about, which is self-care. We can't fill from empty cups. So we need to make sure that we're taking care of ourselves, whatever it means to you. It could be exercise, it could be meditation, it could be prayer, but just scheduling in and taking a little time out of each day to make sure that you're caring for yourself so that then you can care for your clients, your family, your communities, even better.
I love that. I love that. So you are such a resource for spas and wellness industry. Where can our audience connect with you, or how can they connect with you?
You can connect with my business page on Facebook. It's JM Pankey. Or we have our free Spa Hive community, again, on Facebook, which is just look up Spa Hive. And it is a private group, but you can go ahead and, ask for access. I'll be excited to see you there. Or head on over to jmpanky.com. or spahive.com and connect with me there. Just drop me a link, send me a Facebook message, or of course on Instagram, send me an Instagram message. I love to connect with everyone and, help you be successful.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Julie, for being on our show today. Spas Wellness Owners, connect with her. She will help you so much in your business. Find those holes that maybe you're not seeing and really help you put forth the effort to start growing your business, or maybe it's even getting online if you don't have that already set up. So thank you so much, Julie, for being on our show today. And you guys don't forget to connect with her because she is a wealth of knowledge and can help you so much.
Thanks, Chrissy.
Bye.
Bye.